And at this opening session of National Space Day 2025, this is, ladies and gentlemen, where ideas take center stage as we reflect on India's extraordinary journey from heritage to horizon, from Aryabhata to Gaganyaan. And to begin, let me take the privilege of inviting Mr. Ganesh Pillai, Scientific Secretary, ISRO, to kindly introduce our keynote speaker, and then we will invite him. So I'm going to request him, shall I call the keynote speaker myself first? All right, so we will first request our keynote speaker to grace the stage. May I invite, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of privilege, the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, Professor A.K. Sood. A very warm welcome to you, sir. We are so grateful to you for sparing the time, taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us today for this keynote. And now I request Mr. Ganesh Pillai, Scientific Secretary, ISRO, to kindly do the honors of introducing him. Sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, respected delegates, and esteemed colleagues. It's my honor and privilege to introduce a remarkable individual who stands at the forefront of India's scientific and technology journey, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India since 2022, a role of strategic importance that places science and technology at the heart of national development. Professor Sood is one of the country's most accomplished physicists with a career spanning over 4 decades. His contribution to the science are not only deeply academic, but also profoundly national, influencing policies, nurturing innovation, ecosystems, and guiding the integration of science with public good. He is also serving as the chairperson of Prime Minister's Science, Technology, and Innovation Advisory Council. The National Science Chair Professor at the Indian Institute of Science, IISc, Bangalore, Professor Sood is globally respected for his pioneering research, which has led to critical advancements in nanotechnology and soft matter physics. With a doctorate in physics from IISc Bangalore, research interest in the physics of quantum materials, soft and active matters, he has published over 450 scientific papers, and his work is recognized with numerous accolades, including the Padma Shri, one of the highest civilian awards, the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award, Prize, G.D. Birla Award for Scientific Research, the TWAS Prize in Physics, the Millennium Gold Medal of the Indian Science Congress Association, the Sri C.V. Raman Award of the UGC, the Homi Bhabha Medal of Indian National Science Academy, G.M. Modi Award for Science and Technology, and Ashutosh Mukherjee Memorial Lifetime Award by Indian Science Congress. Professor Sood has held leadership position in all major Indian science academies, like the President of Indian National Science Academy, the President of Indian Academy of Sciences, and Secretary General to the World Academy of Science, Italy. He was also elected to FRS, the Fellowship of Royal Society, UK. As PSA, Professor Sood's mandate includes shaping science and technology policy, catalyzing cross-sector collaboration, and building robust research and innovation frameworks to advance India's self-reliance and global competitiveness. Professor Sood is not only a scientist of extraordinary caliber, but also a visionary who understands the need for synergy between academia, industry, and government to build a future that is inclusive, knowledge-driven, and sustainable. It's truly a privilege to have him with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. Sir, please.
Honorable dignitaries here present in the hall, the Secretary, Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Dr. Narayanan, past Chairman, Dr. Somnath, the entire ISRO fraternity from academia and from government, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a very big privilege for me to be a part of this momentous day, celebrating second National Space Day, which really marks the arrival of India on this technology scene in a very big manner in the last few years. We heard very inspiring progress and the vision in the last 2 hours in the presentation by the Secretary, Dr. Narayanan, inspiring speech by our Honorable Prime Minister, and the 2 videos which were played highlighting where India has come starting from almost like 50 years back, and what is the vision for the next 40 to 50 years as was presented in their Manthan, in their vision document. So this really makes all Indians very proud of what ISRO has achieved and what ISRO aspires to achieve. So please join me in congratulating ISRO once again and really see their progress from almost day to day. I have had the privilege to be associated with some of their programs in the last few years, and it is very heartwarming to see the entire ISRO approach along with other ministries to take the agenda forward for Viksit Bharat. Now, this presentation, which I was invited, thank you very much, but I have a challenge because whatever I wanted to say has already been said in the last 1 hour. So what I will do now, from a perspective of a non-ISRO person, I will see how things have come up and what are the challenges. So I thought in this presentation, I will see where we stand and where we need to go. So first of all, the theme of this National Space Day is again very beautiful. Aryabhata to Gaganyaan, ancient wisdom to infinite possibilities. So let me start with our Honorable Prime Minister's quote. There should be no space between common man and space technology. This really exemplifies the spirit of what ISRO wants to achieve, how the space technology has to influence common man's lives and make and contribute to ease of living. So if you look at the progress from 1962, the way it started in COSPAR, ISRO established in 1969, 1975, Aryabhata was launched, and then we had our own vehicles, SLV-3, Chandrayaan 1 in 2008, 2013 Mars Orbiter, 2023 historic day where we had this concept of National Space Day initiated by Honorable Prime Minister 2023, and now very recently astronaut on Axiom 4 and many other missions which were elaborated in the earlier presentation, Aditya L1 and so on. So this really tells how fast or how efficiently we have come, and we really need to go even at a higher speed with much more efficiency to achieve our goals. So this Space Day 2025 really sees a continuum of innovation, celebrating unbroken chain of scientific curiosity from ancient India to modern space missions. We have the theme of universal inspiration, namely every citizen can dream big and harness space technology for societal goods, as exemplified by many, many programs of ISRO. Self-reliance, absolutely essential from theoretical calculations to practical space technology. That's the journey of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And the cultural pride with all of that, namely the ancient knowledge systems meeting cutting-edge technologies and that is India's unique contribution to global space exploration. So if you look at India's space economy and Viksit Bharat 2047, as Honorable Prime Minister said, again I will quote, Indian rockets carry more than payloads. They carry the dreams of 1.4 billion Indians. So if you look at $8.4 billion is our current value of the Indian space economy, which is 2% of global space economy. The target by 2030 is $44 billion, which is the 8% of global economy, and 15% of the global market share by 2047. And I'm sure this will be achieved even before, in 2040, as was elaborated. And I'm sure these numbers are just indicators, but I'm sure the ISRO will do its best to even surpass what is projected. Economic impact is extremely inspiring. For every dollar invested, the return, as was done in a recent report, is $2.4. Employments, 4.7 million jobs created, and where the 96,000 jobs are the direct jobs, and industry growth, which we have heard in the last 2 hours. We have now 400 plus private space companies, 200 plus startups which are active in 2024. So if you look at India's journey, I will only take the recent one since Chandrayaan 3. 2 years ago, India united in pride as Chandrayaan 3 achieved historic landing on South Pole. Since then, we have the SpaceX mission success, the docking of the 2 satellites, Gaganyaan progress. We have Nisar launch, we have seen a few weeks back, where there is a wonderful collaboration between ISRO and NASA. Gaganyaan is in progress, and Group Captain Shukla's Axiom 4 ISS journey is inspiration to all the Indians and even internationally. So, if you ask me, what are the learnings from Gaganyaan? Because this is a moment to reflect what we have learned. So, here we can see that it's a famous saying that simulations, namely the computer simulations, can take you far, but nothing replaces actual space flight experience. So this is non-negotiable. The space flight experience is non-negotiable in this journey. So you have really bridging experimental gap insights beyond training rooms. That is what it is. It is the learning from Gaganyaan. First-hand experience for Group Captain Shukla and ISRO ground team. This is very, very valuable. And perspective on astronaut training, curriculum, emergency preparation, health monitoring, and microgravity adaptation. And you also know that 7 experiments aboard ISS were done by Group Captain Shukla, and these were among almost 60 scientific studies and activities representing 31 countries. So India is a player in this, and this is what I'll elaborate little bit as I go along. So I thought at this stage, since occasionally there have been some discussion, what are the what have we gained out of this Gaganyaan? So as a outsider, I thought I'll just reflect this. When you say it's a high cost, that is absolutely wrong. The cost must be seen as an investment in de-risking Gaganyaan, and human experience in a space flight is experience driven, and it is not only technology or engineering driven. Foreign route, yes. Other advanced space agencies like ESA and JAXA flew astronauts on NASA ISS mission to gain valuable experience and expertise before embarking on more independent programs. Short duration, no. Globally recognized as ideal for first-time astronauts. For example, China's Shonos 5, it was only for 21 hours. Gaganyaan's first crew flight itself is planned to be short duration, as we will see. And technical return is very, very important. We had 7 Indian experiments were flown, which were collaborated with other agencies with ISRO, producing real data on plant growth, microbial adaptation, tardigrades, muscle atrophy, and screen exposure in space. So these are all invaluable achievements of this mission. And India's participation in Axiom 4, again I'll repeat what has been mentioned, is a controlled precursor experiment designed to de-risk Gaganyaan. Now I will just highlight a few points about microgravity experiments. In my view, it is a huge opportunity for India to really invest in microgravity experiments. And these 7 experiments which have been done, I think it's a very small beginning, but we can really build on it. And this is where I suggest that ISRO should see. I know they have programs. Microgravity experiments, I know when I was in my other life as a scientist, there used to be microgravity experiments, but over the years, they lost the shine. But I feel that with this new impetus, this microgravity experiments once again will be at the center stage. For example, many of you might be dealing with optical fiber in your daily life because that's how communication is done. In this context, because the optical fiber is very essential for India's digital economy and telecom growth, it demands next generation fiber with higher efficiency. And here, microgravity is a very important platform which will eliminate convection, sedimentation and buoyancy that enables longer and purer fibers. For example, already ISS experiments in Zeblan fibers, which is really no country would like to share with us or with anyone, it has shown 10x more data capacity than silica, reducing energy cost in long distance networks. So this is what we should see, how we can have a manufacturing module similar to ISS microgravity glove box to be planned on Bharatiya Antariksh Station. And also focus on simulated microgravity on ground for fiber optics manufacturing. So this is something, a lesson which we can see how do we move forward. Of course, another area is the additive manufacturing, and this is something which is essential for the long duration space flights. When you have your Antariksh station, we should have the ability to manufacture things in situ in space, which is important for planning for long space voyages. So this is something which we need to see, how do we set up this additive manufacturing and how do we develop this capability on space stations. So we can have our initial experiments, miniature lab on satellites. We can leverage small satellites with modular experimental base on PSLV ride shares for short duration microgravity experiment till BAS becomes functional. This is something one can think about it. And reusable launch vehicle, RLV, for short duration microgravity experiments with rapid recovery, offering quick cycle of microgravity research. Because as you know, RLV is on the ISRO's agenda. And I again suggest this is where we can also look at the miniature lab for this microgravity experiments. Again, another area which is inspiring to build is can we build simulated microgravity experiments, facilities for long duration microgravity test, reducing our dependency on orbital slots. This is something again, I'm sure ISRO must be thinking about it. Here the good news is there is already a team, I understand, which is extraterrestrial manufacturing research group at IIT Madras Microgravity Lab. And this is something we need to again see how we can amplify this effort. So this is something I thought I'll put my thoughts for your consideration. Global cooperation, India being among the top 5 spacefaring nations, can lead the global south through an international microgravity research network where India provides launch and payload services while partner countries contribute to experiment. So another possibility for ISRO to look at. It brings me to deeper impacts in society, which have been mentioned, how ISRO has set up 473 village resource centers for rural development through satellite technology in the past. Of course, our office of PSA has this RUTAG Smart Village Centers, RSVC, a pivotal step towards bridging the gap between rural needs and technology advancements. And there, we use the images, satellite images, to help the farmers in planning their activities and also do many other assistance through this RSVC. And this is something we have seen, we heard how space technology is absolutely essential in disaster relief. EduSat, which was launched many years back, much before its time, our country being the only one at that time. The SITE program, namely the Satellite Instructional Television Experiment in 1975, if I am not wrong, where 2,400 television sets were set up in villages. We have the weather forecast, potential fishing zone prediction, looking at the sea surface temperature and chlorophyll done where INCOIS is very heavily involved. Sodic land reclamation, again looking at the sodium content in soil, telemedicine, watershed management. All these things have positively impacted lives of common people since decades. And this is the theme of ISRO's progress and the ISRO's vision, if I understand right, over the time to come. The game-changing decision which was taken by this government to bring startups in space sector, a lot of it has been said, I will not repeat. We have the Technology Adoption Fund, we have the Seed Fund scheme, and we have Satellite Bus as a service. All this will have a lot of impacts which I have written, I will not repeat, but this is the way we need to see how we empower the space startups as we go along. This is something which we are very proud of. We have the in-space vision, targeting $44 billion economy. Already 38 authorizations have been issued to 23 private entities. State-level space policies are also coming up. We have Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, and more recently Andhra Pradesh, where Dr. Somnath is involved. We have the incubation and sport infra with Atal Incubation Centers, ISRO Incubation, facility access and technology transfer. All this is very inspiring to see how startups are becoming more and more a part of the space journey and taking it forward. I will not repeat this, but again to say how we have grown from one startup to almost 229 startups in mid-2024 and even more now. And this is where the funds which have been raised by startups have also gone manifold. So we have the private launches, innovation areas, applications, all fronts where the startups are playing a role. I will not repeat, there are many notable players. They have the stalls outside. Good to see that in last few years, all these have become really the household name and so on. Again, maybe 2 weeks back, a major development where InSpace awarded the contract to design, build and operate a 12 satellite constellation to Pixel Spacelet Consortium, which has players like Dhruva Space, PeerSite and SatSure. Again, this is, I'm repeating because it has been said this morning, but I thought it is again emphasizing how we are really coming of age to really enhance India's data sovereignty and reduce dependence on foreign sources by providing analysis-ready data, value-added services, and so on. And this project has all the 4 satellite types: optical, hyperspectral, multispectral, and SAR. This is something which India's space science future. We have heard from Dr. Narayanan what are the things lined up. We have a new generation launch vehicle. We have Bharatiya Antariksh Station. We have the reusable launch vehicle. We have the air-breathing propulsion system in scramjet engines, electric propulsion, and so on. So if you look at the future, it looks extraordinarily bright, inspiring for youth, and inspiring for the whole country. We have launch systems which have to become faster, they have to become cheaper, they have to become greener, and they have to be reusable. And this is the integrated approach which ISRO is taking to take India forward in this space journey. R&D in space technology is a step towards technology sovereignty of any country, and India in particular. We have to have a strategic independence where R&D can enable reducing dependencies on foreign technology for critical space missions, cost efficiency, this is really in our genes, indigenous solutions, significantly lower mission costs, and propulsion indigenization, where R&D can enable reducing dependencies on foreign technology for critical space missions. This is something which is happening, and I'm sure as we meet here next year for National Space Day, we will hear more success stories along these lines. India's strategic tech diplomacy for space is not to be missed. We have global launch services where 400 plus satellites have been launched for 34 nations. Extremely nice. This number will go up, earning almost $174 million revenue. And we have heard partnership with ESA. We have heard ISS mission, where Group Captain Shuk's Axiom-4 partnership. And more recently, about a month back, NASA-ISRO collaboration through this NISAR mission launched on 30th July. This is where our mantra is: India's cost-effective and reliable services make it a preferred launch partner. This is the ISRO unique selling point, and I'm sure with all this, we will really do much, much more as we go along. India's strategic tech diplomacy for space is also something which we are very proud of. India-France has a 50 plus years of excellence. Joint Vision 2018 started through Megatropic, Saral and Trishna missions, Gaganyaan support from CNES, maritime surveillance again established in 2019, and future Oceanosat-3 Argos lunar rover navigation support, and India-Japan space collaboration, again something which is growing. So cooperation between CNES and ISRO is among the most long-standing and successful in astronautics, as was recently pointed out by Philippe Bepche. I'll just close it again repeating what was again mentioned, that how the involvement of youth is absolutely essential, because they are really the future when we go towards Viksit Bharat. So we is glad to see that ISRO has Yuvika program. 153 students from 36 states participated in 2022. We have heard a few minutes back this hackathons and this robotics program and awards. My congratulations to all the winners. Tinkering Labs, Smart India Hackathon, Unnati program and Space Tutor Initiative, where 56 registered space tutors are already across India. This is something which again will prepare our youth for future. So with this, let me once again congratulate ISRO, entire ISRO fraternity, all of you for being a part of this magnificent journey, achieving all these milestones and really inspiring us to do much better as we go along. And with the leadership which is there in the country and the spirit of the whole of government approach and whole of all the sectors, be it national labs, be it academia, be it startups, be it central the government towards policy making, all of them coming together to really achieve the vision of what ISRO has highlighted in their Manthan Chintan Shivir a few weeks back. And we all look forward to this journey and really applaud them appropriately. Please join me in applauding once again the ISRO efforts. Thank you very much for having me here amongst you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sood, for that thought-provoking keynote. We request you to stay with us as we want to take this opportunity to felicitate your presence here. So I'm going to request our Secretary, Department of Space, Chairman, Space Commission, Chairman, ISRO, Dr. V. Narayanan, to please help us felicitate his gracious presence here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful address. Sir, your vision enriches India's space journey with wisdom and direction, and your words today inspire us to aim higher as we move forward towards Viksit Bharat. Thank you very much once again. We cannot thank you enough. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Professor Ajay Sood. Thank you very much, sir. So let's have a huge round of applause once again for Professor A.K. Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. Thank you once again, sir. And thank you once again, Chairman, sir, for doing the honors. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now very quickly, very swiftly transit into the panel discussion.